I know how hard you guys have been working all quarter, not just today. But real quick, I do want to go over some checks with everybody. I want to see everybody's note card. So I want to see that white 4x6 note card. If you'd hold it right in front of your chest, just like this. Excellent. I see the front side of everybody's note card. Can I see the back side of everybody's note card? Excellent. And I will want to see it before you stand up to deliver your speech. The other thing that we want to make sure that we're doing is that we're framing ourselves knees up. I know a lot of us like to time ourselves, and when we do that, we tend to start the timer and run back to get started. Take a breath. Make sure that we can see you knees up, so that we can, see that body language, so we can see your hand gestures, we can see if you're shuffling, and most importantly, we can see those facial expressions and eye contact. Any questions before we get started? Excellent. So I'm going to put the order in the chat for everybody. Adame is going to be getting us started with cross-examination by Arjun. So if you just give us one moment and get that order in the chat for you guys. And I see one question, Arjun. Do you have a question?
Yeah, where was the or what side we're debating on, Toasted?
Yeah, I'll be able to get that to you guys as well. Let me put the order in the chat first. And so I believe Arya is the only one on the con side. So Adama, you can do the pro side. Arya will do the con side, followed by Justin on the pro side, followed by Waverly on the con side. We'll have Neve on the pro side, Vishbam on the con side, and then Arjun finishing us, on the pro side. Okay. Any questions about the order, about the side that we're on? Excellent. Okay, great.
Before we begin, can you please change my name to just Adame?
Should be able to change that.
Yep. If you guys give me just 1 second, I had a couple requests coming through the chat, so let me go ahead and change names, but give us just a second.
Excellent. All right, looks like we're all set to get started. Adame, can I see your note card on the pro side? And then let's make sure we're framing ourselves properly for the camera.
Perfect. Here is my pro speech note card.
Excellent. The other side, please.
Every generation gets one tool that completely reshapes the way how they learned or how they will learn. For my grandparent, it was the textbook. For my parents, it was the internet. And for my generation, it's artificial intelligence. And whether we like it or not, AI is here to stay. So let's embrace this new tool. Let us embrace the personality that it has. Our tool, artificial intelligence, is our own personal tutor that we can access at any time of day. Our teachers' extra set of hands, and the ability to boost every learner to their full academic potential, which is why I am forced to take a stand with the resolution that the benefits of making AI a standard part of K-12 learning outweigh the risks of misusing the tool for two main reasons: student performance and scaffolded learning. My first claim is that AI is the catalyst of global student performance. Engage AI research study found that students who worked in an AI-enhanced active environment saw a 54% higher statewide exam score. 75% of students were more motivated compared to 30% in the traditional environment. And the most astounding fact of this all was that students who received personalized education directly correlated with AI experienced a 70% better course completion rate. In fact, the Nouveau Innovation Academy of Boston works only 2 hours on academics and entirely AI, while it frees up the rest of the 6 hours to learn actual life skills that 90% of Americans lack, from tire building to baking their own food chain. And when we take a look at their statewide exam scores, the results are even more jaw-dropped shocking. They score in the 99.99 percentile of the entire nation. And if this is the benefits of using AI for education, freeing up more time to learn life skills and better statewide exam scores, sign me up. But we also must take a glimpse at reality. The UNESCO study found that a staggering 251 million youth are currently out of school. Despite it being a Sustainable Development Goal, number 7 of the UN, the number of students has taken on a gradual rise, while the amount of teachers has taken on an exponential downfall. In fact, this number will only continue to substantially increase. And whether we figure this out in 2 decades or now, there's only one solution, and that's artificial intelligence. Which leads me to my second claim: AI gives scaffolded learning. China leads the world in AI education, at 80% of its schools implementing it, while only 30% of US schools even touch base on it. They have two longer hours of school days compared to the USA average of about 8. And since 2010, according to the MIT Technology Review, the results are jaw-drop shocking. China has been outperforming the US by almost twice as much, placing China among the global leaders of Singapore, Korea, and Malaysia, while the US was an all-time below average. In fact, Dora Demsky of Stanford University found that AI and scaffolded learning will boost global education, no matter what we do. AI is here to stay, and we should embrace it. The risks of using AI are manageable, but the risks of not using AI are consequential. Millions of students left behind, an unequal access to education, and a generation unprepared for what the future might hold. Which is why, when you cast your vote today, Judge, remember that the benefits of making AI a standard part of K-12 learning outweigh the risks of misusing the tool for two main reasons: global student performance and AI gives scaffolded learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Adame. And Adame, if you want to just stay where you were standing while Arjun gets ready. Arjun, are you using a note card for cross-examination? Can I see it? Excellent. The other side for me, please. Thank you. Let's get these framed so we can see you, knees up. You might want to kind of move your camera down a bit.
This is good. This is good.
Take another step back and then adjust the camera down a little bit more. One more step back for me. That is perfect. Great. Thank you, Arjun. Your 2 minutes will start when you ask your first question.
Okay,
Oh,
so
hang on, Arjun, quick question. Is it okay if we bring it up to the terms that we had in our previous round, where Coach Sam will cut us off after 2 minutes is over with no buffer time?
yeah, I agree to this terms. Sorry, can I quickly pull out my timer?
Yes. Put on your timer, please. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Time begins on my first word.
Okay, judges, are you ready? Perfect.
You mentioned the claim about how there are increased student performance, but we've clearly seen in history how many people have abused power. Once students abuse the power of AI giving proper information to them, which they will take and plagiarize. Isn't that the case?
I'm sorry, you're glitching on my part. Can you repeat your question?
Many instances of historical figures abusing power. Now, wouldn't students use this for AI if AI is giving answers and explanations to them? Would they plagiarize it?
Well, I feel like this question comes down to one of two reasons. The first one is if we use AI wrong, or if we use it right. Using AI wrong means that it has a reduction in critical thinking skills, but that is normally not allowed in an academic environment. And while using AI the right way means that you're using large language models that actually personalizes the education and make sure that you are like getting the steps ensured to make sure that you understand the concept that's being taught to you.
Okay, thank you. Also, you mentioned how China has much more increased learning and students are more accelerated than the US. If China has 2 hours more longer than the US average school day, won't they have more time to learn? And obviously, won't they accelerate more? Also, if China's strict with technology policies, how will they be able to use AI as an advantage?
So to re-clarify what you're asking, you're saying that is the AI in education directly correlated to why China is outperforming the US?
I asked that if China has 2 more school hours than the US, then won't that relate to the US, to China having much more accelerated students, and China has much more stricter policies for tech? That's what I asked.
Not as time speakers. Dame, if you'd like 10 seconds to answer his question.
Uh, I couldn't really hear what he was saying because it was glitching on my part. But based on what I said, he said that I think like the artificial intelligence like is directly correlated to China's success. And even though there are strict technology policies, the way that China is using their technology is actually really nicely. According
That is time. Thank you, Adame. Thank you, speakers. So next up, it's going to be Arya on the con side. Arya, can I see your note card for the con side? And cross-examination by Adame. Can I see the other side of the note card, please? Thank you. And then framing, just make sure that we're knees up.
I don't.
Colin, you might.
Is that wait? One second.
Mhm.
Does that work or?
Yep, that'll work.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull up a timer. Think of your skill set as a beautiful beach sunset, each vibrant color representing a talent you've worked hard to master. But slowly the colors fade into dark hues of gray, not because you lack potential, but because you turn to AI. If we keep replacing our own abilities with artificial ones by handing over colors, that sunset will disappear completely, as it would for students when AI becomes their default tool over their own thinking. Likewise, the benefits of making AI a standard part of K-12 learning do not outweigh the risks of misusing the tool, for 3 main reasons. Number 1, AI creates devastating environmental impact. Number 2, AI fuels widespread plagiarism and cheating. And number 3, AI puts students' private information at risk. First off, AI creates devastating environmental impact. According to Adam Zeevy's Environmental Impact research article in 2025, U.S. data electricity use rose from 2,688 megawatts in 2022 to over 5,341 megawatts in 2023, partly due to AI, while global data centers use 460 terawatt hours. That's enough to power 40 million homes for a year. If every student was required to use AI daily, the source behind that would require immense resources like water and electricity for cooling, which would worsen pollution, climate change, and waste. Just having AI would amplify these environmental problems. And that matters because students deserve a future on a livable planet. However, schools and students rely on AI, we are not just hurting education and learning, we're hurting the world. Continuing on, AI fuels widespread plagiarism and cheating. A Copy Leak study in 2025 reported that 48% of students admit using AI, and 43% mix their own writing with AIs, meaning almost half of students are submitting work that isn't fully theirs. Imagine a student assigned to write an essay. Instead of brainstorming, they type a quick prompt into AI and copy the unverified result. While the teacher thinks they've improved, they haven't. The only thing they've practiced is copying and pasted, and they haven't practiced critical thinking, so they grow dependent on AI. This study shows that cheating with AI has already expanded, making it more socially acceptable and harder to detect, leaving children unprepared for the real world, while others enter the world fully prepared with a full, vibrant palette of a sunset of ability. Is AI really a learning tool or an unreliable shortcut that destroys intellectual growth? Last but not least, AI puts students' private information at risk. The UK Centre for Data Ethics and Innovation in 2019 found that voice-activated recording in devices continuously listen to background conversations even when students aren't speaking to them. Imagine a classroom full of these devices. As children speak and share personal stories, they could all be stored in a company database without their knowledge or control. Implementing AI would open up a variety of hackers and companies having access to children's data before they even understand the meaning of the word privacy. This could lead to lifelong digital profiles, targeted advertising, and identity risks. No convenience of AI is worth sacrificing a child's safety. In this speech, I talked about why the benefits of making AI a standard part of K-12 learning do not outweigh the risks of misusing the tool for three main reasons. Number one, AI creates devastating environmental impact. Number two, AI fuels widespread plagiarism and cheating. And number three, AI puts students' private information at risk. If we want students to keep their knowledge and skills bright like that colorful sunset I described earlier, we cannot hand off their learning to AI. Let's protect their minds, their privacy, and their future by keeping AI out of education.
Thank you. And Dame, do you have a note card for cross-examination?
Do you agree with me in saying that the biggest impact of this round is looking on how we can benefit the students who are currently learning in school?
Yes, I agree.
And can you explain to me how that your evidence proves that impact?
So, for the benefits of students without AI, it will benefit them because they won't be relying on a tool. And if AI isn't there one day, they will be independent and able to think for themselves.
Well, what if we use AI the right way by means that we actually have it take scaffolded learning?
Well, we can try to use AI to help us, but really, you can't really control AI, and you can't control if it's accurate and inaccurate information all the time.
But we code the AI. So how are we sure that it can think for itself?
We don't exactly code AI. What we do is we take information that we have current and feed it into AI. And sometimes that information that we have can be biased. And so AI can grow into having a biased like set
Can
test.
you see how AI has bias as far as a statistic, anything?
I don't have a specific statistic, but I know that Amazon had.
Sure that what you're saying is right.
Excuse me, I can't hear you. What did you say?
How are you sure that what you're saying is right?
I'm not 100% sure it's right, but I have heard it and I'm pretty sure that is.
Heard it.
What?
Where have you heard it?
I have heard it in someone else's speech.
Okay. And
So, as I was saying, Amazon they hired AI. They used AI for the hiring their workers, and what it did was since.
do you agree with me in saying that using AI will allow the teacher to free up more time for one-on-one in feedback with students?
It can help teachers, but really it doesn't like it can grade work inaccurately, especially essays, because essays are based on perspective.
And that is time, speakers. Thank you. Okay, so next up, we're going to have Justin on the pro side with cross-examination by Aria. Justin, can I see both sides of your pro note card, please? Moment. Gotta just do a quick reorganization. Just give us one moment. This will be, so Waverly, you're going to give this speech next with cross-examination by Aria.
Okay. What side is Waverly on?
Waverly's on the con side for this speech. So Aria, I know that's your side as well, but
Huh?
it should be,
What?
I'm sorry, she's on the con side for this speech.
Okay. Okay.
So Waverly, do you have your con speech, your con note card on you? Excellent. Can I see the other side, please? Excellent. Great. So if we can get started with our 4-minute speech, I'll get the adjusted order ready for us.
Envision AI data centers consuming crucial resources and creating a huge environmental footprint as the use of AI is promoted in every classroom. Basic human rights of students will be violated, undermining trust and equity. The benefits of making AI a standard part of K-12 learning does not outweigh the risks of misusing the tool because it provides ethical pitfalls, widens financial divide, and has damaging environmental impacts. To start, my first main claim is that it provides ethical pitfalls. According to Forbes in 2023, 90% of organizations say that the use of AI has resulted in ethical issues. Additionally, 50% of students and faculty have concerns about data privacy and security, and 60% of faculty believe that AI lacks transparency. So, since administrators and students are unsure about AI, this tool could erode trust and accountability, creating unsafe classrooms and undermining academic potential. Moving on to my second main claim, which is that it widens financial divide. According to World Economic Forum, the demand for innovative and analytic skills is projected to increase by 41%. So, individuals without access to technology and these specialized skills are at a disadvantage. Additionally, Jacob, a 17-year-old, didn't have access to his own personal computer due to his family's financial stressors. This stifled his growth and hindered his academic progress. Access to technology is critical for students to thrive in the rapidly developing digital world. But some students won't have access to these devices, setting them back, widening the achievement gap, and contributing to educational disparity. Finally, this brings me to my third and last claim, which is that it is damaging environmental impacts. Based on the Sustainable Agency in 2025, training AI models like GPT-3 produced 320,000 pounds of carbon dioxide and consumed 300,000 gallons of water, proving that the use of AI creates a huge environmental footprint. But if we promote the use of this technology in every classroom, it will quickly lead to resource scarcity, undermining educational opportunities, and it could destroy our planet. In closing, the benefits of making AI a standard part of K-12 learning does not outweigh the risks of misusing the tool because it provides ethical pitfalls, widens financial divide, and has damaging environmental impacts. We must not embrace a technology that threatens human rights and could wipe out humanity. AI will forever scar the existence of our species by stifling our growth and posing a threat to our long-term future. Thank you.
Thank you. And Aria, are you using a note card for cross-examination?
Yeah.
Can I see both sides? Thank you. Great. And Justin, by the way, I just put the updated speaking order in the chat for everybody. So we can see our sides as well as when we are speaking. So Aria, your 2 minutes of cross-examination will begin once you get your camera framed properly and once you start asking your first question.
Does this work?
Perfect. Thank you.
You claim AI is environmental costly, but most K-12 AI runs on existing cloud servers, not new machines. So scaling it doesn't cause much environmental impact. Don't you agree?
Well, no, because what's consuming like all this water is actually the AI data centers. And also, training AI models, schools will likely implement AI models into their classrooms, and training AI models has really huge consequences, especially regarding carbon dioxide emissions.
Okay. So, but not all AI models come from data centers, do they? Like, can't they come from other sources?
Yeah, but these are like two separate impacts. So both AI data centers and training these models have really devastating environmental costs.
You mentioned how sometimes children don't have access to AI. Well, sometimes schools also fund the computers. So can't they just use that?
Well, not all districts are guaranteed to provide computers for students, especially financially challenged districts who might not even be able to implement AI for the district either.
Do you have any evidence that AI violates privacy except for what people said in a field? Felt?
Well, not well, I said a statistic about how the use of AI in the past has led to ethical issues, and that's 90% of organizations.
So is that coming from what people have felt or an actual statement that says what AI devices are doing?
It's stating that AI devices have led to ethical issues.
Okay. Aren't they creating new types of models that can create less impact compared to older ones, like in carbon emissions and electricity and water?
Even if that may be true, as the growth of AI continues to rapidly increase and the use of AI is increasing, if we implement it in every classroom, then that will still have many environmental costs.
But can't AI help teachers and
That is
students?
time, speakers. Thank you.
Okay.
And next up, we will have Justin on the pro side. Justin, do you have your pro note card on you as well? Excellent. The other side. And before we get started, Justin, I just want to make sure you're framing your camera properly. So we want to see your knees up. See, sometimes the blur gets in the way of doing this appropriately, but excellent. Almost there. About one more step back if we can take it. Good. Looks good to me. And Justin, your 4 minutes will start when you begin speaking.
In 2023, Jaden from Mississippi was a whole year behind educational results. But luckily, through a national pilot program, an AI tutor was founded for him, and he caught up in only 4 months and quickly jumped up 2 grade levels. By not adopting AI, we let millions of students just like him, just like Jaden, get left behind. We should standardize AI in education because it benefits educational outcomes, personalizes learning, and is a national security necessity. Firstly, it benefits educational outcomes. UNESCO in 2025 found out that the top 3 countries educationally profusely use their AI resources. IA4.org in 2024 found out that South Korea uses 30% AI-powered textbooks, Singapore 80% in assignments, and 75% teacher planning in Japan. AI implementation is shown to consistently better educational results, and if we were to implement it in the US, it would be the exact same. Imagine blindfolding an entire generation of students into a future where they need to struggle and keep up and make up for what they didn't have, for what the system failed at teaching. Delaying AI robs children the ability to thrive, the ability to be successful. Secondly, it improves personalized learning. Expert Akita Verma in 2025 found that more than 99% of higher institutions say that AI will be critical in the next 3 years for deepening understanding rather than harming education. Envision a young student hurdling the obstacle of education where in a rural area they have little resources. Then they find AI. It becomes easy through understanding. But this isn't an example of one singular student. It's 62% of students in fields of STEM, according to Harvard Julia Fisher in 2025. It's also found to outscore any other implementation of tools and technology previously. The high rates of success is a direct connection to personalization and understanding in AI. Our future is in the hands of the capabilities of our students. If they don't understand with the sufficient tools, they don't have the ability to innovate, to compete for the US when everyone else does. Thirdly, it's a necessity for national security. The White House in 2024 states that without the ability to use or learn with AI, we quickly fall behind in innovation and education, which causes job decline, higher living costs, and economic slowdown. Stanford in 2024 predicted AI to be an industry of $112 billion by 2034, with teachers and students around the globe using it. This means that globally, nations have recognized and invested in AI education, and for millions is an advantage, economically, in cybersecurity, and for national security. Things that the US can't afford to fall behind in. Failing to adopt is failing to progress. Denying AI denies the opportunity of millions of students. AI education should be standardized because of the benefits of educational outcomes, personalized learning, and national security. Remember Jaden, without AI, he'd still be struggling. He'd still be failing. Students just like him fail because of missed tools, missed opportunities. Students in education is the future of the U.S. Judge, education grows when we give tools to our students, schools, and nation. AI education is the difference between leading a future and watching the rest of the world leave us behind. Thank you.
Thank you. And we can stay right where we were standing. Waverly, are you using a no card for cross-examination?
Yes.
Can I see it? So I'll land the other side real quick. Thank you.
What if students become over-reliant on AI? Won't it diminish their original thoughts?
No, I believe that if we use AI as a tool rather than relying on it as a teacher or as an educational link.
Okay. Do schools have the financial resources in order to implement AI in the first place?
Yes.
Do you have any evidence about that?
Well, as the anecdote I stated, through national programs and government-funded Chromebooks, we're able to give students the technology and the access.
But what about students from financially disadvantaged districts that might not have access to their own personal computer?
Those students are able to get government and school-funded Chromebooks and laptops.
Okay. Also, regarding your second claim, how can AI create personalized lessons for students without maintaining a relationship with them like teachers?
Well, it's supposed to be supplemental and as a tool. I agree that we can't replace the connection and relationship between teachers and students.
Okay. But can it weaken connections? Can AI weaken connections from students and their teachers and peers since they are going to be on technology more?
If it's used correctly, I don't believe that would happen.
Have you considered the environmental cost of using AI?
Yes.
Do you know, do you have any evidence about the environmental impacts of using AI?
I know that high-tech companies are working towards cooling their engines with more sustainable methods.
Okay, but can you agree that the use of AI wastes a lot of resources?
Could you specify what resources?
If they're creating sustainable solutions, that means that there's a problem that they're trying to fix, right?
That is time. Thank you, speakers. So next up, we're going to have Neve on the pro side, followed by cross-examination by Justin. Neve, can I just see the no card real quick? Both sides, please. Excellent. Thank you. The other side. Awesome. Thank you. And we just want to see you knees up. So we can just actually, I think your camera moves down a little, that might do it for us. Yep, that should do it. And then take another step back for us. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, can your timer start on my first word? Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Tech connoisseur and CEO Ginny Rometty once said, AI is not a strategy, but a way to rethink strategy. She perfectly encapsulates the main essence of AI, that being not to replace our own human intelligence, but to serve with our intelligence, to help bolster both and to benefit our society. Thus, I strongly side with the resolution that the benefits of AI as a standard part in K-12 learning outweighs the risk of misusing the tool for two key reasons: lack of bias and personalized support. On to my first point, exploring the lack of bias and the benefits. According to the National Institute of Health, misinformation during the COVID-19 pandemic caused deaths. People were misinformed on treatment plans, and as a result, they lost their own lives. Cherished people who had been loved by so many, all of their lives gone, all because of misinformation taking it from them, stealing it directly away. However, AI is unbiased. It's dispassionate. It's indifferent. It doesn't fall for the same tricks that we do in the media. For example, AI would have entirely prevented this case of COVID-19 misinformation killing innocent people. AI is the way forward to ensure safety, amongst others. Science Direct even reports children couldn't even identify whether a source was veracious or not. Shows how we need AI and right now, because children are more susceptible to information than ever. They are impressionable. We cannot be having miseducated youth. The Thomas Reuters company is actually in the process of making an AI trained entirely on trustworthy databases. So I'd like to propose a question. Is a world ruined by mistrust and mendacity from misinformation worth getting these children no crucial tools, all on the slight off chance that they use it maliciously? I'll answer that for you. It isn't. My warrant for this round is that AI is trustworthy and unbiased. That will provide good information that will benefit all. The impact for this round is that we remove quandary from everyone. Artificial intelligence reigns supreme within school systems, allowing children not to fall victim to fallacious information that will harm them. But now let's explore AI's effect in a personal level. TheCleanSchool.org found that a teacher used AI in her lesson plans, and her results were positive. She found increased engagement, confidence levels thriving, critical thinking skills improving, and scores ameliorating. The choice between struggle and success is strategy, and I urge you, judge, that AI is the strategy that we need right now. Think of all the misfortunate children burdened by not having learning tailored specifically for them. That can be fixed with artificial intelligence that will provide them realistic chances of going to great colleges to make a dent in our world. The impact for this round is that successful learning will benefit all students, allowing them to profit while promoting equality in learning. If we don't implement AI, we'll see jeopardized futures. It matters because the future is at stake, because our generation will carry the flame. And if we don't let them have the correct learning, we could see consequences bigger than extinction. In conclusion, the benefits of AI as a standard part in K-12 learning outweighs the risks of misusing the tool for the reasons of lack of bias and personalized support. If we preach success within children, but why don't we integrate app tools for children to succeed? Instead of tearing down the exigent issue of AI, let's bring past the barriers and harness the inner potential that we need to uncover. Thank you.
Thank you. And Justin, are you using a note card for cross-examination? Can I see both sides? Excellent. And once you have yourself properly framed, your time will start on your first question. We are good. You're good to get started. Thank you.
Do you have any statistics to state that AI chatbots have a lack of bias?
Unfortunately, no, but I do have an example of one which is unbiased and trained entirely on trustworthy databases.
Isn't it true that AI bots take data from man-made sites, like from organizations and humans?
That's why we're going in the process of making AI entirely based upon trustworthy databases. That's why I gave the example of that Thomas Reuters artificial intelligence.
But aren't big tech companies for models of AI taking from untrustworthy quotes, resources that may hinder the ability to lack a bias?
Of course, that's a very rare, and in some situations, yes. However, these schools, before implementing, they should always check not to use something like ChatGPT. They maybe use an AI that's tailored towards a specific purpose, or just find an AI which is entirely trustworthy.
Your second point was that AI personalizes learning, correct?
Correct.
But couldn't this be fixed by more and better teachers to fix the lack of personalized learning? And you wouldn't have to pay thousands of dollars for AI tools?
Firstly, if we're going to get better teachers, we're replacing people who already have a job. That'll make their lives harder. And I don't think school administrations will be able to do that, nor should they do that. And what was the other part of your question?
Isn't it just a better solution to hire more teachers and with good education and ability to teach rather than paying thousands of dollars in AI tools?
AI is, first of all, less costly than actually hiring new teachers. There's going to be more wages. It's going to be lower for the teachers, lower than it already is. Plus, AI is just more efficient.
Isn't it true that AI tools can cost?
And that is time, speakers. Thank you. Excellent job with cross-examination. Next up, we have, I believe it is Vishvam on the con side with cross-examination by Neve. Vishvam, can I see your note card for the con side, please? Excellent. The other side. Great. Thank you. And then make sure our framing is good. Perfect. Thank you, Vishvam.
Imagine a student that's dependent on AI to write essays and solve math problems. They're losing the ability to think critically without using a machine. While AI does promise efficacy in education, serious risks outweigh its benefits in K-12 education. Therefore, the benefits of making AI a standard part of K-12 learning do not outweigh the risks of misusing the tool because it promotes academic dishonesty, leads to data privacy issues, and exacerbates existing educational inequalities. Primarily, AI results in cheating and dependency, lowering students' critical thinking skills. According to the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign School of Education, making AI more accessible for students encourages them to use it unethically and shortcut their own learning. Now imagine a student using AI to write an essay for themselves, receiving an A+ without having learned how to analyze on their own. AI did the thinking for this student, but ultimately it's the student's growth that's stunted. And the student is losing skills that are foundational for any career. Furthermore, my second point is that AI poses data privacy and other ethical concerns. According to Medium, AI leads to data breaches and privacy invasions when used in education. Now imagine your own personal info being shared, sold out to the world without your consent. It's your personal preferences that are being exploited. When AI collects large amounts of data, it opens the door to privacy rights violations and identity theft, which are risks that no school should be willing to take. Finally, my third point is that AI tools widen existing socioeconomic gaps. Research from the Harvard Graduate School of Education shows that some schools in Dubai may have access to basic AI tools, while schools in Lebanon may not even have access to technology. Now imagine a student in a low-income school versus a student who goes to school that uses AI. AI tools are simply not accessible for every single student, causing some to fall behind. This causes educational inequalities to widen and makes it harder for students to reach their full potential. In conclusion, the risks of making AI a standard part of K-12 education outweigh the benefits of using the tool. AI leads to cheating, widens educational inequalities, and creates data privacy issues. So, Judge, before we jump into a world where AI controls classrooms, we need to consider the risks that it poses to our future generation of students. Thank you.
Thank you. Anise, you got it.
Oh yeah, here's my note card.
Excellent. Thank you. On the other side.
This side I was used for a previous debate. That's why.
Okay, no worries. Great. So as soon as you're framed properly and start asking your question, your 2-minute timer will start.
Is everything good for my framing?
Yep,
Okay.
you're good.
3, 2, 1. Is AI to blame for dishonesty, or is the character of the students to blame?
Well, students don't have developed mindsets, and so they're naturally driven to shortcut their own learning.
Thank you. So does that mean it's not? So it's not necessarily the AI's fault, and just that students want to shortcut their learning.
I would say it's the fault of implementation of AI in schools.
Aren't students already able to shortcut their learning through programs such as ChatGPT?
Yes, but this will become even more evident if teachers begin integrating it into their curriculums.
Okay. Is it true that AI can provide full explanations for problems that you're unable to solve, or help students to learn analyzation skills?
Yes.
Could it do it quicker than a teacher could?
Well, personal interaction is very necessary in order to get a full understanding of content that's being learned. So I do think the teachers would be able to educate students better than an AI would in this case.
So would you consider an app such as Khan Academy, for example, not to give you the full learning experience?
I would, because it provides videos that are personalized and help custom to your preferences.
Okay. How about AI detection systems? Are they advanced enough to detect cheating for these teachers?
No, they're not.
Okay, thank you. How often has AI data breaches happened in the past or as of right now?
Well, I don't know that. I do know that data breaches and privacy invasions almost always happen when schools start integrating AI into their curriculums, according to Medium.
Okay, so does AI forcefully make people concede information?
No, but if we want to give students a good educational opportunity, their personal preferences have to be given to the AI, which is why it should not be implemented in schools.
And that is time. Thank you, speakers. Final speaker will be Arjun on the pro side with cross-examination by Vishvam. Arjun, can I just see both sides of your note card? Excellent. Thank you. And the other side, please. Thank you, Arjun. And let's just make sure we're tweaking that framing. Want to see you knees up, just like you were in cross-examination earlier.
Yes, sorry, I'm just setting up a timer.
No problem.
Is this proper or should I lower it?
Just a little bit. If you could tweak it down just a little bit more for me, it'll be perfect. Excellent. Thank you.
May your timer begin on my first word. Okay, time to begin first word. My ELA teacher always says to me in my class about AI. He's constantly talking about it. But it's not that long, boring rants about the same students who constantly use AI for cheating on assignments and homework. No, in fact, my ELA teacher states quite the opposite. How, you may ask? Well, our ELA teacher actually encourages us to use AI for learning and for development because he believes AI is a personalized tool that can adapt to your every needs and your intent. Because of this, I believe making AI a standardized part of learning for K through 12 outweighs the risks of misusing the tool for three key reasons. First of all, AI gives personalized support to students in need. Second of all, AI retrieves efficient information. AI retrieves trustworthy sources and very efficiently. Also, and third of all, AI gives innovation and creativity to students. On to my first claim about personalized supports. According to the Department of Education, as of the AI report as of May 2023, the Department of Education has stated that AI has insane power capabilities for teaching disabled students and students that don't understand the language in the specific region. Since AI is so adaptable to students' needs and the user's intent, because of this, AI can grow to a liking for the student or for the user's intent, thus helping the students increase and understand learning tenfold. AI is literally saving students grades and students' lives and jobs. With students now being able to understand what teachers ask for, what teachers mean, they can understand and keep up and even go farther than the average student in the grade. On to my second claim of if AI gives sufficient information retrieval. According to Covio.com as of January 30th, 2025, by Rebecca Yushin, we have completely moved past AI keyword searching. We have moved to IR systems, which basically contextualize and process data to the user's intent, thus providing trustworthy sources that pinpoints exactly what the user wants, thus saving hours upon hours on end and improving the students or teachers' quality of life. Because instead of searching for sources hours on end and finding trustworthy sources, AI can do this in a millisecond, 100,000 times more than searching by yourself, thus improving quality of life because now students and teachers can talk with their families and do what they want, increase productivity and increase happiness and extra time to settle down. On to my third and final claim of innovation and creativity. According to NYU.edu as of April 1st, 2025, by Anders Fortino, AI can analyze vast amounts of data and can process and contextualize it into very unique concepts and notice patterns no normal human can do. Thus, with this, students can take this information and use it to their liking with taking inspiration from it. And we know it's not plagiarized because the amounts of advancement in AI detectors. And also more education relating for students not to plagiarize AI. Because of this, AI can ram right through roadblocks for students and teachers. Students can get done with projects in milliseconds because they find proper sources. They get personal support on what to do, and they have innovation and creativity on what to do. Because of this, AI should be implemented as a standardized part of learning K through 12. AI is not power hungry, not in the slightest. In fact, AI is not a tool that dulls people's minds. In fact, AI is a tool that sharpens them. Thank you.
Thank you. And Vishram, are you using a note card for cross-examination? Excellent. The other side, please. Great. Awesome. Thank you. And as soon as you are framed and you ask your first question, your 2 minutes will start. And competitors, I will just interrupt you both at the 2-minute mark, just so we're all on the same page there.
One of your arguments was that AI could personalize learning for students, but wouldn't that exacerbate existing educational inequalities if some students get that and others don't?
Well, actually, it doesn't increase the education gap because of the fact that AI is so accessible, so widespread, anybody can use it and catch up to the average and be on par. So everybody actually has a
What
chance.
source do you have that says that anyone can access AI?
Well, in reality, it's just logic because of authorized government computers to help with the district.
Okay, say AI gives a student a wrong source and the student gets their grade lowered due to misinformation, how do you go about explaining that?
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, first of all, the student would obviously admit using AI, thus the teacher will improve their grade and pardon them. Also, not to mention how AI is currently advancing
Okay.
tenfold.
Okay. So you mentioned in your argument that AI uses vast amounts of data. Even if students don't plagiarize with this data, the AI is still collecting the student's personalized information. Is that correct?
Well, actually, first of all, it's the student's own fault that he's giving data. And second of all, AI, if students' data would be reported, if the widespread public already found about this,
Okay.
they would cancel AI so much, and so much so that AI would, this company and those hackers who took
Okay. So you mentioned how AI promotes creativity. Don't you think it could shortcut creativity as well by taking away idea generation processes from students?
Actually, as a matter of fact, no. Because first of all, with so much unique concepts widespread that anyone would be able to detect if it's AI. Also, there's AI detectors preventing plagiarism, and also students with more
How do you know these AI detectors are reliable all the time?
Because of the more advancement, currently advancement, so widespread on par with AI. It is very reliable. These AI.
Do you have
It
a
is
source for
time,
that?
speakers. Thank you. Excellent job, speakers. Excellent job to all of our speakers, all of our competitors. No, the judges and I, a very difficult decision to make. So we'll have the awards coming up very soon for everybody.
All right, everybody, the end of our music means that it's time for you to come back to your computer, turn on your camera, because we are ready to get started with awards. Awesome. Once I see everybody on camera, we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to start us off by taking our traditional photo op here at the tournament. So everybody adjust your hair, fix your tie. First one is just going to be a nice smiling photo. On the count of 3, make sure we can see all of your face in it. Justin, I want to see just the teeny tiniest tip of your chin too. Perfect. All right. Awesome. Smile on 3, 2, 1. And then everybody do what Adame is doing. There we go. It's our traditional thumbs up. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Love. All right, everyone, congratulations. Thank you so much for all of the hard work that you guys have been doing in the last few weeks. We know that there's a lot of work that goes into a tournament, not just on tournament day, but in everything leading up to tournament day. So I hope you are all incredibly proud of the work that you have been doing and making sure that you got yourselves to this round. I want you guys to know that you and your hard work is what got you to this final round. So coaches, give us a little round of applause to all of these phenomenal kids. Thank you guys so much again for your hard work. We so appreciate it. And then let's give a round of applause to our coaches. Thank you so much, coaches, for all the work that you guys have done in the last few weeks as we've been getting ready for this tournament as well. Another big thank you I want to give is to Coach Sam, who runs a lot of the behind the scenes in the club league. So thank you, Coach Sam, for everything that you do as well. I so appreciate you. And finally, I want to give a round of thanks to our tab room folks behind the scene. That would be Brian Fish, Felipe Gazio, for all of our tech needs and also our tournament needs. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do. It is such a pleasure to work alongside every single one of you. So now with that, competitors, are we ready? I can see that we are. So let's go ahead, Felipe, if you could get our award ceremony on the screen, we will get started with our very first award for the Q2 Tournament 1. All right, so starting with our 7th place speaker, in 7th place, we have Justin Sue. Congratulations, Justin. Great job. And next up, our 6th place speaker is Aria Shaw. Congratulations, Aria. Way to go. Next up is our 5th place speaker. Our 5th place speaker is Handamya. Congratulations. Awesome job. Awesome job. And our 4th place speaker is Vishvam. Congratulations, Vishvam. Way to go. Well done. All right, so now we are down to our 3rd place speaker. Our 3rd place speaker is Arjun, congratulations, Arjun. Way to go. Awesome job. Which brings us to our final two of the Q2 Tournament 1. Our second place speaker is Neve. Congratulations, Neve. Great job. Which means that our tournament champion overall speaker for today's tournament is Waverly. Congratulations, Waverly. Well done, you guys. That was an incredible round. Your guys' speeches have developed so much since the first time we saw them. I do want to kind of highlight something. Waverly, you are our only self-paced kid in our club league. Really impressed with all the work that you have done entirely on your own. Thank you so much for your dedication. Competitors, I want you guys to take the next 4 weeks before our next big tournament to make those fine tuning on your speeches. Really get ready for the next step in your journey. Thank you all so much for your participation and your hard work today. Waverly, if you'll stay behind here for just a second, the rest of you are dismissed for the day, but congratulations again. You guys really crushed this tournament. It was such a pleasure to be here to see all of your speeches. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you later this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Bye.